entering the town of Twin Peaks.
There was a fish in the percolator.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
You are witnessing a front three-quarter view of two adults sharing a tender moment.
It is happening again.
Take another look, Sonny. It's going to happen again.
What kind of fantastic trees have you got growing around here?
I'm going to turn it upside down.
Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
And once again, Sheriff, we do have a lot to talk about.
Oh, we definitely do.
So we are back with Welcome to Twin Peaks. So welcome to Twin Peaks, the Horror Hour with the Hannah's Twin Peaks Rewatch podcast.
Woo!
And we are joined by Britt from 1001 by 1 once again today. You'll know her from plenty of our other episodes. So Britt, thank you for joining us as our Twin Peaks expert and self-proclaimed log lady.
Yes, I am so happy. Thank you. It was pretty funny because Hannah sent me a message and it was like, I'm so sorry to ask you this, but can you record in 3 days? And I was like, absolutely can. I will move anything out of my schedule in order to be able to talk about Twin Peaks. So I just really appreciate that you, first off, reached out to me like, oh, you guys are the best, but also that you agree that I'm the log lady. I'm so pleased.
I do see it. I think it's perfect.
Britt is our log lady. And I said for this metaphor, I think I have to be Agent Cooper and Hannah has to be Sheriff Truman through this. And, you know, I said, I don't know if I'm the most Agent Cooper, but I'm definitely going to be happy to take that moniker for this.
Do you like cherry
certain
pie?
things he does.
I do love a cherry pie.
There you
and
go.
I do love a damn fine cup of coffee.
I mean, so you're
Hot.
set. Yeah. Do you like your coffee black?
Hilarious.
I do.
He does, yeah.
Me too. Me
perfect.
too.
So, I mean, I'll drink it, however, but like I like a nice cup of black coffee.
I don't like milk and I don't like cream and I don't really like sweet things. So I will only drink coffee if it is bitter and black. Like that's
gotcha.
Oh, wow.
I like it.
Yeah.
Black is, what is it? Black is midnight on a moonless night.
Yes. Ugh. It's so perfect though. I was like, I feel you, Agent Cooper. That is also me.
I love that we are discussing coffee orders already because I had an intrusive thought that I was going to ask, which was, what is your coffee order, specifically from Dunkin'?
That's what we should ask anybody who jumps in, is
perfect.
in. Yeah, so Britt, what's your coffee order?
My coffee order will always be a cold brew. And if you don't have a cold brew, I will get an iced Americano. Because even if it is like -2 outside, I want a cold brew. It will not matter. That's my coffee choice.
I like it.
I'm going to think about mine as specifically from Dunks because I feel like, chain, it's easier to go that route. I'm getting a small iced coffee with butter pecan.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
AKA the opposite direction. I'm going super sweet.
But either way, Britt, tell us where to find you, as always.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I'm one of the hosts of 1001 by 1. You can find us on basically all platforms at 1001 by 1 pod. We're now on YouTube, so if you want to see our pretty faces, like, great, go watch an episode. And then if you want to specifically find me, I'm under Britsby Hobnob basically everywhere. I'm not very active posting things because I'm kind of a private person. But if you want to message me, I'll give you a weird recommend. Like, I love talking movies. So, yeah, it's great.
Go give a follow. We're big fans. So,
thank
Britt's been
you.
on this pod a lot. Not Welcome to Twin Peaks, but on Horror Hour with the Hannah's a lot.
Yes.
So, but today we've already covered the pilot, just Hannah and I, and so we will be covering season 1, episodes 1 and season 1, episode 2. So,
I just need to throw out how much I hate the numbering of the episodes on this show. It's agonizing.
Me too.
It's kind of how pilots were, I think.
But that's not how it is, like, in our lifetime. If it was a pilot, that was episode 1, and then the next episode was episode 2. So this being pilot, episode 1, episode 2 has my brain in knots. I don't.
It does kind of freak me out. It really does screw with me, but that's okay. I accept because it's David Lynch, and David Lynch can almost do no wrong in my eyes. So,
I agree.
I accept.
So, to make it easier, we'll go by their real names. So, season 1, episode 1, name was Traces to Nowhere. It was once again written by series creator Mark Frost and David Lynch, and directed by Duwayne Dunham, who was the editor for Blue Velvet and for Return of the Jedi, which, funnily enough, David Lynch was slated to direct originally. Return of the Jedi, and was like, not slated, but they wanted him to do it, and he talks about getting a migraine talking to George Lucas. And was like, I'm done.
That makes sense to me.
I just feel like after Dune, he was like, not for me.
Yes.
I shouldn't do this.
Their special interests did not line up, is what I will say. They had conflicting brains, I guess, we'll say.
I feel like they definitely would. Having heard both of them speak, I can't see them being a great pairing.
And this episode aired on April 12th, 1990 to 23.2 million U.S. viewers.
That was 2 days before my first birthday. I just want to put that out there.
Oh my goodness. Happy birthday, baby Britt.
Thank you.
And I'm going to do this. I want to talk about how this show fell off in viewers as we go. This was down from 34.6 million U.S. viewers from the pilot. So that was a pretty quick drop initially.
Yep, but that's also pretty normal. Like, people are going to check out a pilot and they don't know if it's for them or not.
This is not me talking shit. It's more that people dropped off from the best show of all time.
Yeah.
And like how they made a mistake and now how it has been revived.
Yeah.
Post when it originally aired. And episode 2 was named Zen, or The Skill to Catch a Killer, written by Mark Frost and David Lynch, and once again directed by David Lynch. Aired April 19th, 1990 to 19.2 million viewers, now down from 23.2.
Okay.
So this is also part of this viewership drop was eventually why it got canceled. And why there was like a lot of interference going into season 2.
So much interference in season 2. It's kind of wild.
And the thing is, even with the interference, I think like it was all for the best in the long run. But we'll get to that when we get to those episodes. So
I think that is an opinion.
Well, without interference, we would not have gotten the return or
That's
Fire Walk
true.
with Me. So.
Okay, so I guess you're kind of correct in that. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And Fire Walk with Me is fire, and anybody that hates it,
it's fantastic.
talking to you, Tarantino, is wrong. It's just how it goes.
I didn't know he hated it.
Oh my God.
He's a hater.
He's a hater. He's an absolute hater, and he's a piece of shit. Let's be real.
Yes, he is.
I hate that guy.
I do too. He's done some good movies, but God damn, he's a bad person. And what he said about Fire Walk with Me is absolutely atrocious and just so awful. And it's no wonder that David Lynch made Lost Highway after that. That's all I'll say. Anyways, we're not here to talk about Fire Walk with Me.
Yep, eventually. So, a couple fun facts. These 2 episodes introduced the man from another place, which was played by Michael J. Anderson. He was the dwarf that you see in the Red Room.
That was my question.
The Red Room that we see in the finale of episode 2 was actually created from scratch by Lynch for the European release. The pilot, which we talked about in the previous episode, was not intended to be part of the American series, but he was so pleased with the result that he decided to incorporate it. So a lot of lore of this show got built on him just shooting that for the European pilot and being like, you know what, I like this.
The man from another place.
Yes.
Did they ever like say that, or it's just like
that's what he is known as at this time. I don't remember if they say it in future episodes.
Okay.
But he gets another name later. So
Yeah.
And also this introduces Frank Silva as Bob. Anyone who knows Twin Peaks knows this, but for you, he was a set dresser on the show. And during the pilot, they were shooting, and his face accidentally showed up in a mirror during one of the shots while he was moving furniture. And Lynch was really struck by the image of him and just saw this embodiment of like evil in him, which is a funny compliment, and decided to write him as a character into the show.
That's insane.
And so this guy was not an actor and became one.
Good for you, Bob. Frank.
Well, they literally asked him, do you act? And he was like, I mean, who doesn't in Hollywood, basically? And then he became this, I would say, one of the most iconic parts of this series.
Definitely.
Bob. Bob is just a
Bob scared the shit out of Hannah.
He's really unsettling looking,
Yes.
especially in that like jump scare in episode 1
with Sarah screaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
I think that
So-
David Lynch
go ahead,
is
Britt.
very good at showcasing horror. Like he's
Yes.
very good at unsettling the audience.
And I'll get into this during general thoughts, but a big selling point for me for this show to everyone else is like, you're going to be seeing very cheery and fun things. And then out of nowhere, you're going to see the most horrific imagery you've ever seen in your life. And it's not even something scary. It just like catches you so off guard that it hurts you down in like the pit of your stomach. And like Bob is great at that. And Lynch is great at that.
Does it give you a tummy ache? Because if
Yes.
so, it's probably Lynch. Like, let's
Yes.
be real.
It's more the juxtaposition is what's so impressive. And
Yeah.
also what he was able to do on ABC TV.
Yes.
I just need to add really quick that David Lynch was my most watched director of 2025.
Mine too.
I love that. I think he might have been mine as well, but I'd have to go back and look. I thought mine was kind of weird. I was like, what did I watch this year?
Mine was so weird. My most watched actor was Samuel L. Jackson, and I was like, what the fuck did I watch with this guy?
Did you
and
watch
then
a lot of Marvel movies?
No, it's because I watched Jurassic Park 3 times, and then I also
fair.
watched Deep Blue Sea, The Phantom Menace, and
Oh my
Kill Bill,
God.
the whole bloody affair. But
Oh my God. Okay, but here's the thing. Deep Blue Sea is incredible. So
I love Deep Blue Sea so
It's so good.
much. It's a canon part of my childhood is that my cousin showed it to me when we were way too young to be watching rated R movies, and it really got my brother and I hooked on shark stuff.
All right.
Obsessed.
Unfortunately, there are no sharks in Twin Peaks.
Yep.
No.
No.
So I'm going to bring us back on here, and I'm going to just give us a quick rundown of the plot for
Perfect.
episodes 1 and 2. I'll show you where they are. These are really funny because I was watching this and I was like, damn, Twin Peaks was doing it before Game of Thrones did. Like
The
getting
million storylines.
all the stories going on at once, and they're somehow perfectly intertwined and connecting, and I'm like following all of them. Like, and so when we talked about in the pilot that this show did change TV, I really do think it did, at least for this. Like soap operas were crazy, but I don't think they were doing this amount of threaded stories happening that all intertwine.
Well,
But-
and I also think we have to remember each character that is brought up, at least for me, there's no moment where I'm like, oh wait, okay, who is this again? They set
Agreed.
them up so well that when Josie all of a sudden shows up, even though she's only in 3 minutes of an episode, you're like, that's Josie Packard. She is currently in a, in a contesting thing with Catherine. Catherine is married to this guy. Like, you know who they all are. They set them up
Yep.
so well, which I think most shows don't do well anymore.
I
Yeah.
agree. And I think we got to give Mark Frost his flowers because I think Lynch gets so much credit for Twin Peaks, but I know
Yes.
that people contribute a lot of that part to him.
Yes.
So
Mark Frost forever.
I will definitely agree with you on that. I feel like everyone does have their own definitive personalities that it's really easy to keep them apart and understand their storylines and everything. I am still at the point though where there's so many names that I'll be like, okay, remind me what is Leo's wife's name again. So I will have to do that, and so you might catch me doing that while we're talking about the episode. But I feel like
you know who everyone is.
I know
though.
who they are. I see their face. And I
But
know who they
names are
and
hard.
there's just some of the most beautiful women I've literally ever seen. So
Literally, my first note is every woman is hot in Twin Peaks. And I'm
so stunning.
totally fine with that. This seems like a great town.
yeah, right. At least to be a man.
Another
if you're
reason-
looking for somewhere to move, this is the place to go.
Peaks, baby.
Another reason we said that David Lynch is a very horny man in our Lost Highway episode.
He is, and that's okay. He's horny.
That's okay.
In, a
He's
good
respectfully
way.
horny.
Yes. And you know what? Be respectfully horny. I see no problems with that.
All right, but either way, my point was basically every character gets a sentence in these descriptions.
Perfect.
So I'm going to hit us here with episode 1. So, staying at the Great Northern Hotel, Cooper meets Audrey Horne, the unruly teenager daughter of the hotel's owner, prominent businessman Benjamin Horne. Cooper and Truman interrogate James, who reveals he knew Laura had a cocaine habit, but she had been recovering. In their jail cell, Bobby and Mike discuss money they owe to Leo Johnson. Shelley Johnson's Bobby's secret lover and Leo's wife is horrified to discover a shirt belonging to Leo covered in blood. Donna visits Sarah to offer condolences, but Sarah has a horrifying vision of a gray-haired man, Bob. Angered that her brother's widow, Josie Packard, has control of the family sawmill, Catherine Martell plots with Ben to burn the mill down. Laura's eccentric psychiatrist, Dr. Lawrence Jacoby, listens to his secret cassette tapes she sent him, revealing he is the one who now contains the locket.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes.
And he
so
also
that's the end of
has
episode 1.
The longest wallet chain I've ever seen in my life. That thing must get caught on everything. It goes down to his shoes. I was so confused by that. I was like, you're so eccentric, Dr. Jacoby. I don't think I like it, but you do you,
I
man.
don't
He is
like
sus.
him. He's
So,
so sus.
Into episode 2, Ben brothers Jerry Horne arrives in Twin Peaks to visit One-Eyed Jack's, a casino and brothel across the Canada-United States border. Bobby and Mike discover that Leo, their cocaine dealer, knows Shelley is having an affair air. Cooper relates a dream he had years earlier about a Tibetan investigative technique. While reading the names of suspects, he throws a stone at a glass bottle. If the bottle breaks, the suspect is worth investigating.
Insane.
The technique suggests Leo and Jacoby are suspects. FBI forensic specialist Albert Rosenfield arrives at Twin Peaks to perform Laura's autopsy. Josie, suspecting Catherine's ill intentions, discovering she has been keeping 2 sets of ledgers for the mill. Cooper has a dream about a one-armed man named Mike and a malevolent spirit named Bob who vows to kill again. In the dream, an older Cooper sits in the red room with a dwarf, who's the man from another place, and a woman who resembles Laura. They speak, and Laura, in quotes, whispers something into Cooper's ear. Cooper wakes up, calls Truman, and declares he knows who the killer is. And that's the end of the episode. And he says, no, it can wait till morning.
Oh, Cooper.
Which I know what happens after this, so he probably should have told him immediately. But so funny.
Cooper needs his beauty sleep, so
He does. He deserves it.
So I will say, just as the veteran, the special agent here, this second episode was when everything kind of clicked for me, and I was like, oh, I need to see everything. Because as much as I like the pilot and the first episode, I think for a first-time viewer, you're not sure what you're getting into yet. But once you get to this red room scene, it's like, oh my God, like I get it now. And I'm kind of curious, Hannah's our first time. Like, did you have thoughts about these two?
I really like the pilot, but I really like a murder mystery. Like, I read thrillers is like 3/4 of what I read. So I was invested there. I will say I do think episode 2 is more interesting than episode 1, probably. And the end of episode 2, where it gets like supernatural and this like weird fucking dream. Yeah, it definitely if you're into that kind of thing, it definitely leaves you like, what the actual fuck is going on here? Since when was this show going to be this level of, I guess, supernatural? I don't know the word that I'm trying to find here, but yeah, I feel like that definitely leaves you like, oh shit.
And how did ABC let this on the air in 1990?
It is crazy to think about. Yeah.
Like, I'm so happy they did. It was Bob Iger. We were giving him credit in the pilot that he got this show on the air, but still,
absolutely.
Like, this is something that would have been such a hit today. And at the time, people were probably like, what the hell is this show? Like, they were not prepared for this level of weirdness.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the funny thing about this show. So I came to this show when I was 19, and I'm 36 now for everybody. So I've been this show has been a part of my life for quite a while. And the only reason I started watching it is because my mom was looking at the movies that I was watching and said, I think you might like this. I watched some of it and it wasn't really for me, but we do not have the same taste at all. So she said, you should get it. So I got this show on Netflix, okay? Like when they were still sending DVDs out to you. Yeah. So I could only watch maybe 2 or 3 episodes at a time because I was too poor to afford to get more than one at a time. And that's how I experienced it. And my mom even said, like, as I was watching it, she was like, oh, I had friends who literally, like, I think I had a friend whose mom was like, I can't have a baby tonight because I need to know what happens in Twin Peaks, and was like in the hospital room in labor watching Twin Peaks. It was kind of a phenomenon at the time. And I think it's because it was so different. It was marrying so many different genres. There's soap opera aspects to it. There's like high school weirdness with with our friend Donna. There's like this intrigue, and also it goes into the supernatural. It just kind of encompasses so many different things, and it that in my mind makes it perfect. No notes. I love this show so much.
I am on the same page. I remember my mom said she started watching it when it was on and was like, this is a little too weird, and didn't watch it. So I'm hoping for this rewatch, maybe she's along listening, because I've been begging her for years. I was like, you need to see this show.
Ugh. So I hope she is. If so, please enjoy. It's a treat.
Kate, I have a code word for you. Please text us this following word if you are listening and watching the show. The code word is...
You didn't have one ready?
No, I didn't.
Tibet.
Tibet. Yeah, that's a good one. I like it. Tibet.
I can't wait.
Yes. So I guess I want to know, Hannah, any other general thoughts about these two? Things you liked, things you were excited about.
So I'm like looking at my notes, and a lot of my notes are just details I didn't want to forget, or like questions that I had that I didn't want to forget. Some of my general thoughts, though, is that these people are sleeping around like crazy. It makes me wonder,
so
like,
horny.
what is the percentage of the population that is having an affair?
Upwards of 10%.
Like, all of these people are fucking outside their relationships, and it's crazy. That's definitely a takeaway, and that piece of it makes it so soap opera. I love that.
But also, is everybody's doctor just Doc Hayward? Are they all going to him to make sure that they're like not spreading any diseases this way? Like, is Doc Hayward the person that knows everything? Because like he's also apparently doing autopsies, so he's the person that does absolutely. He delivers babies. He does autopsies. I'm assuming he's probably their gynecologist too. Like,
There's a lot happening with that guy.
Everything.
I would love to speak to one of the hairdressers in this town. I'll tell you that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Or like nail technicians. They must know so much gossip. Incredible.
Go ahead. Tell us some more of your notes.
I was really struck by how many fucking J names there were.
Too many.
When I was like, okay, she's meeting a J name. Obviously, it's James. And then Cooper's like, here's my entire list of people
J.
with J in their names. And I was like, holy hell, bro. I did not pick up on any of this. You're a way better detective than me. And Cooper's eccentricities are also he's so eccentric. I'm not saying this word right. It's not coming out of my mouth. Eccentric. It's not coming out right today. I think I'm getting a sore throat. My voice isn't working. Yeah, that man is weird as fuck. And there are moments where I'm like, all right, simmer down, buddy. And then there are moments where I'm like, I love you. Like when he boops Harry S. Truman.
He gives him the boop.
The boop was so adorable. I loved it so much. Or like, what other moment? Oh, when he ordered his breakfast order, gave me the ick.
Oh,
like,
2 eggs
really?
over hard.
Oh,
He was-
over hard for sure. Like
Over
It
hard
was the
eyes.
detail. It was how he was describing it. Instead of just being
Cremated.
like, I'll take 2 eggs over hard with a side of bacon. He was like, 2 eggs over hard. So hard that they block my arteries and bacon cremated. Blah, blah.
I
was
will
like,
say he's very specific. It's okay.
Yes.
I was like, over hard is pretty nasty. Like you want that runny yolk.
Yeah, bro.
Personally, I don't understand. But my brother-in-law really likes his bacon super, super well done. So when
too.
he said basically cremated, I was like, okay, I can actually see that. I think it depends on the type of bacon. For me, I don't like a bacon that's cremated. I think you just get nothing out of it. But I also don't want it to be like stringy, right? I don't want it to be gummy at all. Because that's
So with the eccentricities, I'm going to ask, at this point in the series, do we think that Cooper was Lynch's stand-in character?
yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. I don't know if I would say that's throughout the whole show, but this feels very, George Costanza, Larry David to me.
yeah.
Like
And I
we know
think
that Lynch is pretty peculiar about his food and smells and his stuff,
Oh, for sure. But I also think he trusted Kyle MacLachlan with this, to kind of portray his stand-in. And I don't know, there's something really nice and sweet about that. I like the idea that it was somebody that he really genuinely cares about portraying his stand-in. That makes me happy as a person. Because Cooper, I would say, is one of the characters that comes out of this that people still care about a lot. And we still talk about Cooper a lot. And he is in a time where, let's be real, authority figures suck.
Yeah.
Cooper is still an authority figure that I can look at and say, I trust him. I trust that he's not going to do the wrong thing. And that's cool to me.
Definitely.
I agree.
We did discuss, is Cooper a cab? And as of now, we were like, well, he's still the FBI, but
Yeah.
But as a
Yeah.
guy, as his own guy, like,
well,
no.
and I'm excited to see how he changes throughout the series. He is not a stagnant character, so
No.
Which is good, obviously.
It is interesting.
We love growth or change. Like, I don't want to watch
No, I can't say anything.
No, I
know.
know. I don't want to watch a 3-season show where, like, no one is
You're going to see change
through
within
development.
this first season.
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
them. But even I think in the next episode, you're going to see some.
Interesting.
So, but I was also going to say for these episodes, something I really want to compliment that I noticed is that the build up of supernatural elements happens all over these 2 episodes to the Red Room, being like this is where we're going with it. And I think it's really interesting how they were able to piece that together, that we would accept this more fantastical. And I even think, I was kind of joking to myself, I was like, does it start with the fish in the percolator? That is like something people do talk about, is like, obviously Pete's got fish everywhere, but like this was not, Josie made the coffee. Why was there a fish in the percolator? Is this the initial like oddity happening in this town?
That's such a funny first example.
It's,
But Pete was also the person who found Laura first. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't it start with him? I think that's a really good theory.
so you have that, then you kind of move into Sarah seeing visions and Bob. You have obviously the Tibetan trick with the bottle, which Hannah was like, what the hell is going on here? And I was like, yeah, I mean, Cooper's good at his job, apparently. And that's also setting up the idea that, as the log lady said for the vignette at the beginning, that dreams mean something, which is a common Lynch theme. And so they really set everything up to let this Red Room actually hit fully, where the dreams mean something, there's something supernatural going on, and you need to accept this as the viewer. Yeah. And I think it's really impressive storytelling for the first 2 episodes, first 3 episodes of the show.
Yeah.
So
I do think there's a distinct difference between the episode 1 and episode 2. And it's probably because David Lynch did not direct episode 1. He wrote it, but he wasn't the director. And then when you go into episode 2, it feels more like a film than episode 1 does. Episode 1 is very like, oh, this is a procedural now. We are getting through the beats. The shots are pretty obvious and very much like we're gonna have a shot of this and then we're gonna have a shot of that. We're not gonna have a lot of dynamics to it. Whereas in episode 2, a lot of the scenes feel like they have more room to breathe. And I think that helps at the end when we get to the dream sequence, when we get to the Red Room. It's like, oh yeah, this is David Lynch is an auteur, and he's not going to be he's not going to do what television directors are expected to do. He's going to do his own thing. And I think that really helps episode 2. Because I think episode 1 is good. It's good. It's solid. It sets a lot of stuff up. There are some really great scenes, especially with Shelley in this episode 1. But I do think episode 2 just kind of, it's more elevated, right? And I know a lot of people hate the term elevated horror or elevated, filmmaking, but there's something different about it. And I think it's really important that David Lynch was in charge of those dream sequences.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I found watching episode 2 more compelling, and I'm sure subconsciously part of it is the filmmaking is far more interesting.
I will say, as a lover of the show, I think the juxtaposition between directors and episodes is actually very important for the keeping you feeling kind of off beat.
Yes.
So I don't think this would work as well had Lynch directed every episode. Although I would have loved it still because I love him. But I think it kind of, his writing is there. So to get different people's ideas of what he's trying to do kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit and adds to that otherworldly nature of the town, the feel. So
it adds to the unsettling nature of what is happening in Twin Peaks.
It's
almost as if he's Bob, right? The episodes he directs have this like sinister undertone, which I love. And it's like, oh, we're seeing these episodes from a different character perspective every single time. Yeah. And that works really well for Twin Peaks. Because we never quite know the town.
Not yet. And I think the procedural is important because when it comes down to it, this is a show about a 17-year-old that was horrifically murdered. Yes. And so we can be weird with it, but it's really important to see how the town grieves, how the town reacts, how the town was complicit. And so this combination of that and then this other evil undertone, to be honest, it kind of reminds me of the book It a lot, where it's like the town is bad, but there's also something else going on that we will get to. So
Absolutely.
But why don't we get into a couple of our segments here, Hannah?
Yeah, let's
so
do it.
you are.
I
we are
love
now
the segments, by
Yes.
the way. You sent them over and I was like, these are top notch gold star. I love them all. So
we first have Special Agent Cooper on the case. So Hannah, as our newest sheriff here, we need some 3 moments that you think are going to matter moving forward.
I obviously think a lot of things matter, so my questions list is really fucking long. So I'm just gonna kind of arbitrarily go with 3.
yes.
Obviously, the dream is gonna matter, and specifically Bob and Mike. Like, what the fuck is happening there?
The one-armed man.
So I'm also, I guess I'll just like reveal a question. One of my questions I'm carrying forward.
One of your notes for Diane, you mean?
Yeah, one of my notes for Diane. Is like, of the dream people, so the man from another place, Bob, whomever, are they all real? And what is reality anyway? What does being real mean? Like, I don't know. And so it's really interesting because, like, we know Mike is actively walking around. People are seeing this man. But then Bob is popping up in the house, and it's like, is he really there? Or is she just seeing a thing? Like, there's, like, so many open-ended things there that, like, I obviously don't have answers to yet. So, obviously, I think all of that will matter.
You do know that they lived above a convenience store, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
my
important.
next... Lived above a convenience store, okay. My next thing that I think will matter later is obviously all of the stuff at One-Eyed Jack's is super weird, and the connection to the quote new girl at One-Eyed Jack's. They talk about her like smelling of perfume, and then Ronette, the other victim of whomever that's not deceased, quit her job working at the perfume counter. So like the connection there is really interesting. So I think that will matter. There's a reason why there's that connection. And then finally, this is like an obvious one, but the money owed to Leo and the whole cocaine subplot obviously has to go somewhere.
Cocaine.
I would say you did a very good job, especially with the perfume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one to keep your eye on for sure.
Yeah. The second perfume came up again, I was like, what the hell? So
Freshly scented of the perfume stand.
yeah.
I think is what he said, which makes me want to throw up in my mouth. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
totally
too much.
agree.
That's too much to tell you so far. So
I fucking hate Ben Horn. I'm just gonna say it.
you aren't the only one.
Our next segment being our vibe check. Ben Horn is a 0 out of 10.
Oh, I
don't like
have him
that
as
guy.
a negative 9,000 out of 10, but I have both him and Jerry Horn. Like, and I just said you both are disgusting. Like,
I think negative anything out of 10 is very fair for that guy.
I actually didn't list them on my vibe check because as a veteran of the show, I know that it can get worse.
Oh,
so
good. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
even as a veteran of the show, I was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, absolutely fuck that. And then clearly, like, Ben's wife and daughter think that Jerry's fucking annoying and gross.
I think Ben sucks too.
They also think Ben sucks. I mean, Audrey
Yeah.
clearly thinks her dad sucks.
That
She's
line went
just-
hard. I lost Laura 2 days ago. I lost you years ago. I was like,
Holy
oh
shit.
my God.
That was crazy.
I literally wrote down brutal. Like, what a fucking mean thing to say as a dad. And as they say on Fear Coded, which is a podcast I love, I am here for women's wrongs, and Audrey is a messy queen. So yes, did she screw up that deal on purpose? Absolutely. And I fucking love her for it. So
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
so Audrey forever, Ben Horn, you can just go jump off a cliff. Like,
Agree. Fuck that guy.
All right. You got more for your vibes or do you want some of mine?
My next one is Audrey Horn. I gave an 8 out of 10 because we needed some reasonable scores here.
why?
Why only an 8?
Why only
Yeah.
an 8?
Well, because she doesn't realize how awful Ben and Jerry are yet. Like, they're bad. So obviously in that first episode, she's like faking being Laura's friend.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
In the pilot, I mean.
And
So
also-
she What was that?
I think that was a year before the actual show started. So I think they made some choices between to be like, maybe she's not friends with anybody. But that's okay. I'm fine with it. I love Audrey.
She's not perfect. She's obviously like a weirdo and a flawed person.
Yes.
But I like her. I found her more compelling in this set of episodes than obviously the pilot. So I wanted to give her a higher
She has a lot of
score.
growth. That's why I like you. I kind of like her having Audrey as an 8 right now because I think that will grow personally.
And also, like, I love her little crush on
Coop. Yeah.
Okay, and her getting the coffee and then doing her weird like finger spinning the rim of the coffee. And her dance. The dance made me decrease her score. I was like, stop doing this in public.
What are you talking about?
She got secondhand embarrassment.
I got secondhand embarrassment bad. I was like, sit down.
But see, here's the thing. Audrey doesn't get embarrassed. Audrey doesn't care what people think about her.
And that's incredible.
And it makes me respect her so much in these episodes. I did try to go into these not without baggage from the rest of the series, which is very hard to do.
It is.
But I tried. So like between episode 1 and 2, I had the one-armed man at like in episode 1, 4 to 10. Why are you so shady all the time? Why did you disappear? But then in episode 2, I was like, you're a 10 out of 10 just for that beautiful poem that you soliloquized. Like, it was incredible, that was great. I loved everything about it, you know? Mike coming in hard and being, like, having the most incredible voice I've ever heard.
He really does.
It's amazing.
So I have an important one on here. I have the budding Cooper and Truman romance is an infinity out of 10.
Infinity out of 10.
It is. Them. You are endeared to this friendship so fast, and I'm gonna give a lot of credit to Michael Ontkean as Truman in here. I really think he secretly is like carrying this just with body language and like his dialogue. I don't know. I love Truman so much. Yeah. And I love the interaction. Obviously, Kyle MacLachlan's amazing and is so goofy, but it's like the straight man that Truman is able to play makes it work so much better.
If anything ends up being villainous in the slightest about Sheriff Truman, I will be so upset. That guy rocks. And again, like normally I'm out here like ACAB, but like I think there's an exception for Sheriff Truman. I love him.
I think there's an exception for basically everybody in this series.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they actually want to help people.
And they seem like they're good people who are good at their job. It's easy.
Yeah.
Small town, definitely easier.
It's very different than the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But I
like
do think
where the funding is different.
I do think in a small town, usually we see people who are very, very incompetent. And I think it's interesting that they chose not to make most people incompetent. I mean, we have Andy, who just cries a lot. And I fucking love Andy. So I'm here for his sensitivity. But then you have Hawk, who we don't see very much in these first couple episodes. But when he sees the one-armed man, he does the right thing and he follows him. Like, he's noticing things. He's a smart guy. And I think it's cool that they have these characters that genuinely seem to be on the right side of things. They want people to be okay, rather than just, like filling the status quo for themselves. And that's great. Thank you, David Lynch, for introducing this. People contain multitudes.
Do you guys have more of your vibes? I have 2 more.
I have so many, but...
I have Cooper. Last time I gave him a 10,000 out of 10, and this time I'm giving him a 9,000 out of 10 because, like I mentioned, his breakfast order gave me the ick. And I think detective work based off of throwing rocks at a bottle is not great.
Whoa. It's a Tibetan dream he had, okay?
Okay. And yet...
I respect it.
And yet,
no, I respect you dropping it, but
I still love him. He still has a positive score of 9,000 out of 10.
Yeah. He is shown to be so good at his job at this point, especially with deducing. Like, oh, so how long have you and Jocelyn been seeing each other?
Mm-hmm. Yo, that was sick.
Nuts. Oh. And you're just like, well, I'm going to just trust anything this guy does now, which is definitely something that Lynch wants you to do. Mm-hmm. I will say.
I have a
Sorry, Britt, go
negative
ahead.
10 out of 10 on Leo's curly ponytail. What the fuck is that?
It's so ugly.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. I think Leo is a terrible actor. And I think Leo is terrible on screen anyways. And genuinely, like his curly ponytail, sometimes it's in 2 curls. Sometimes it's in 1. And I'm like, why does this exist? Why is this the choice? Cut your hair off. Shave your head. I don't care. Get a wig. I don't care what you have to do. Just don't show me that ponytail anymore.
You cannot think he's a bad actor because he is getting the exact reaction that he wants from you right now.
I know, but I do think I think he's genuinely a bad actor who is in some really great scenes. And
I don't know because I hate him so much. I mean, I gave him a negative 1,000,000. I just kept putting zeros out of 10.
Fair,
because
yeah.
he's horrible, awful, and that's how he's supposed to be portrayed at this moment. And I'm like, are you bad or I'm scared? Like the scene of him and Bobby and Mike in the woods.
Oh, super
was like
scary.
freaked me out.
I wanted to bring up this scene and I forgot earlier because I forgot to write it down. But the lighting in that scene rocks. I love the way that scene is lit with the flashlights in their faces, and
David Lynch.
It's done so well.
But like I'm saying, like Leo carries that scene for me, and I'm like, this dude, like Bobby and Mike have been so ridiculous. Also, I realized that we have 2 Mikes now, and also a Bob and a Bobby. The children, Bobby and Mike, are so ridiculous and so in command, even though they're like children and such assholes. So when Leo now all of a sudden has them basically like shaking there and like scared, I'm like, oh my God, like Leo is a scary guy. Plus the blood on his jacket. And he is suspect number 1 at this moment. Yeah. So.
My thing is, again, I think it's more of the sum of its parts than actually Leo. If it was just, I don't think we ever have a scene that's just following Leo. There's always somebody else accompanying it. And for me, that is like, oh, he needs somebody else there to make sure that he is intimidating. If it was just him walking down the street, would I think it was scary? And I'm not sure. I think I would think he was gross. I'm not sure I'd think he was scary.
Well, he is. He is gross. He's both,
super gross. And so for me, that's why I think he's of this incredible cast of characters, of this incredible cast of actors, he's the worst character. He's
probably, yeah.
The worst actor. That's why I say that. But I still think he's scary. Like that scene when he's like, Leo needs some new shoes. I'm like, oh shit, I wouldn't want him to say that to me.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, ugh. I think I do agree that he is not the strongest performer. I think him and James thus far are the weakest performers.
Oh, James.
It is.
We don't talk shit on James on this podcast.
It is what it
Oh,
is.
I talk shit on James, so that's fine. Talk as much shit as you want.
I'm joking because Reddit is so awful towards James and the actor that I'm like, I'm not going to be like them.
Oh, Reddit, you're a cesspool, so shut up and get a life. That's
Lynch has a very good response to James haters in season 3, but we got a ways to go. Okay. So I have one more character vibe, and I'm giving Donna like a 6 or 7 out of 10 right now.
I gave her a 7 out of 10 in
Only
the pilot.
because I like Donna, and I know I'm going to like Donna, but girl, this is not about you right now.
I know.
Okay.
I gave her a 4 out of 10, you guys.
Oh, we're on the same page then.
Yeah, because I just said, you're kind of a bad friend, Donna. I'm sorry.
Literally, yeah. And
it's tough.
Again, it's like, can you just be honest with the police about your, like, what happened leading up to your friend's murder? Bro.
You went on a picnic. It's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, she's super sus. Like, and she doesn't need to be. Like, I'm sorry. Donna, I don't think Donna could murder anybody at this point, right? So really, it's not Donna, according to these first, 3 episodes. We're on episode 2. But God, she and James just can't stop making out, and it's weird to me. I'm like, is this a trauma response? Like, what is happening?
That's how I see it. I was like, this is their grief is how they're showing it. So,
but it doesn't feel like grief because they're just like, hi, I love you. I can't believe we were falling in love when my best friend died. Like, Donna, get a hold of yourself, girl.
All the people that should be the closest to her are so flippant about her death. Like, she was literally dating Bobby, and Bobby is just like, well, she had the money, and I didn't realize she was gonna fucking die, so meh, meh, meh. And I'm like,
again, this is all on
speak
purpose.
about this woman like this?
Yeah.
I know it's on purpose. It makes me so mad.
You should.
Yeah.
All
it
right,
should
so
make you mad.
we're talking about a lot of sus people, so we need to get to our share of suspect of the week.
Okay.
So right now,
I can't wait.
My suspects of the week. Okay, I have 3. My first is obviously Leo, between the bloody shirt, the general violence, the connection to the cocaine, and obviously the broken bottle with the Tibetan rock bottle dream technique.
So good.
you're learning.
My second would be Ben Horn, because I just think he's a creepy motherfucker, and the one-eyed Jack stuff really gives me such an ick, and I'm really worried that Laura has a connection to that I'm not gonna like. And third is Bob, because he says he's killed before and he'll kill again, and he was like in the home-ish, and he's creepy and I don't like him.
Yeah, I would say at this
Legit.
point on my first time watch, I was like convinced it was Leo, but yet at the same time, I was like, that's way too easy.
I feel like it feels too easy,
what's
but there is the most evidence right now to point to him.
Yep.
And
I
the
feel
other
like
two
you
are just
can't
like,
say
they're
anything.
creepy.
That Britt's not saying a word.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can't say anything. I just don't want to give anything away.
So there's our suspects. So now, who do you trust with your coffee at this moment? Who are you leaving that with?
Okay.
When you got to go to Horn's department store.
Obviously, I trust my coffee with the bromance of Dale Cooper and Sheriff Harry S. Truman.
Yes.
It'd be like their baby.
It would be their baby. They would protect it with their life as long as
And
it
they'd
were
get you a
black
donut.
coffee. They would give me a donut, and I do have an intrusive thought about donuts later that we'll be discussing.
Yes.
The other person, I feel like I had to pick another person because I can't keep saying the same dudes every single time because I did that in episode 1. So I am going with Lucy. She seems like a sweet bean and she's trying her best, and I don't think she let anyone anywhere near my coffee.
She's a little bit
love
of a
Lucy.
ditz. I'd be worried she'd spill it.
I don't think
I
she's
love
a
Lucy,
ditz.
but-
I think that Lucy is very aware of her surroundings and doesn't have the she just has to say everything that's on her mind. So
Okay, I see that.
yeah.
Oh, I do like Lucy. I will
love
say.
Lucy so much. I'm a Lucy stan forever.
I can see her being like annoying, but I think she seems like a sweetie, so.
And I will say, there are no characters in the show I dislike. There are characters that I love to hate, and there are characters that I like. Like, at least at this point in the show.
Yeah.
You know, so I will say I am trusting, because I can't pick the usual suspects, Garland Briggs with my coffee in this moment.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because that scene with Bobby where he smacks the shit out of him, and gonna
That's
say,
like, I like the guy who hits his child
I am
so
not
he can watch my
condoning.
coffee.
I'm not condoning hitting your kid. However, he is
But Bobby
being so
sucks.
sweet. He's being so sweet to Bobby about like, hey, like we should talk about this, about our feelings. Like, if you listen to what he's saying, he's being like a really good dad. Everything he says, I was like, this is like a good person. Bobby looks up, not listening, cigarette in his mouth, just goading him, and then he just smacks the shit out of him. Cigarette flies into the meatloaf.
The cig and
And
the meatloaf.
he almost
was-
like instantly regrets it. He's not happy he did
does.
that. But it's like, this is a good dad. Even with Bobby, I don't want to say Bobby needed to get his shit rocked a little bit, because again, I don't think
think
that's a
he
good thing,
does.
but he kind of did
I
at
kinda
this point in the
think he
show. Like,
I think that there are other ways to do it, but I
Agreed.
also like I
agree.
don't condone hitting anybody. I am a pacifist. I don't think that that's going to lead to anything, but Bobby might have deserved it. Like 'cause he's kind
Exactly.
of a piece of shit at this
is
point
such
in
a
the show.
shitbag.
So
for me, Garland, you can take my coffee any day. Like, I trust him. He can be my dad.
Britt,
I have
who do you trust?
I have 2
Okay.
because I did by episode. So for episode 1, I went with Pete. It has to be Pete. He is such a stand-up guy. He absolutely is doing everything to help Josie because Catherine is just maniacal, and I fucking love Catherine. She's incredible. But also she's
You
not
trust
a
the
person.
guy who's serving you fish in the percolator?
He didn't make it. He stopped him
because-
from drinking it.
He told them that there was a fish in the percolator. He'd let you know if something was going on. So I
That's true.
absolutely
It's so true.
100% trust Pete. And then in the next episode, I absolutely trust Doc Hayward, who's like the best dad in television. He's so
Yeah, yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And he's so understanding that his daughter is going through something. So he's like, sure, it's been 42 hours since your best friend died, but go ahead and bring your boyfriend over if that's going to help you process this grief.
Yeah.
And then he offers her the chance to either go to church or not. Like, that is something that
Yeah.
as a
Good
Catholic
point.
kid, I never had that opportunity.
Yeah.
I had to go to church every single weekend. And he was like, are you going to come or not? And it seemed like it was fine either way. So fucking Doc Hayward, you rock. Your daughter might have some issues, but man, I love you.
Reasonable issues. I like those
mean,
picks.
she
Did we
was
get
like
two good dads?
17.
I think we got Garland Briggs and Hayward, Doc Hayward.
I will say, I think that Doc Hayward was not about to like slap the shit out of Donna, so he might be a better
Good
dad.
point. He's probably better.
I'm gonna give
probably better
him
dad.
number 1.
Yes.
For sure.
He's the number 1 dad, and Garland could be number 2 because he does slap Bobby.
Yeah.
But also Bobby sucks. Like,
Also,
I
fuck
imagine having
Bobby.
such a bad son. Like
Bobby
Like
has
Bobby.
so much aura in these episodes, though.
That guy stinks.
Like,
does, but
I
he's a
do
good
read it
actor.
as that he's actually like a hurt person, and he is
Yes.
just horrible at expressing it.
And
So
I
feel for him.
I do think that like Shelley is also a very hurt person, and there is between the two of them, there is an obvious connection. Like
Definitely.
it's two hurt people finding each other. Do I think it's a good thing? Probably not, but they have really good chemistry. They're very cute together in the car before they realize in the pilot that
Yeah.
Leo's there. So I don't know. It's problematic, and I'm okay with that. It can be problematic.
All right, so now we're on to our cherry pie versus our Black Lodge moments.
So our cherry pie is our coziest moment. I think we might all have this, or at least 2 of us will. Cooper booping Truman.
I also have. I have the honk boop.
It was a honk boop, but it was so cute. I loved it. I loved it so much. My other one is Sheriff Truman stuffing his mouth with donuts.
Oh, it's so good.
Loved that moment so much. And my intrusive thoughts related to this scene is how many Dunkin' Donuts, just like a normal glazed, do you think you could stuff in your mouth at one time?
At least 2.
I was at 2.
None, because I am so scared of choking that I can't stuff anything in my mouth. But I appreciate that you guys can. Like, truly, it's my biggest fear when my nephew eats food. I have to go in the other room because I'm like, he might
God.
die if he chokes on this. Yeah, it's bad. It is a problem I'm working on with my therapist. So it's okay. But I'm not shoving anything into my mouth.
We love therapy.
My other cherry
Wait,
pie.
I had another intrusive thought
sorry, go
that I
ahead.
needed to ask was, what is your donut order at Dunk's?
We're doing Dunkin' for everything. I like a maple donut.
I
Maple.
like vanilla frosted with sprinkles.
No, I'm 100% on board with a maple. It's either a maple bar or a chocolate bar. It depends on the day. I don't really like chocolate that much, so that's like maybe once a year. So it's usually a maple bar. But if I go to a donut shop around us, they have raspberry donuts.
Ooh.
And it's fucking killer. So I'd get a raspberry donut.
If I'm getting it not from Dunkin', I'm going to try and get like a lemon donut.
Ooh, lemon is good.
I love lemon. I love citrus. Matt, give us your cherry pie moment.
I also have the boot, but I also have Audrey and Donna gossiping about Cooper in the bar.
That's an excellent.
And how, like, Audrey clearly has this crush, and Donna is just like, all right, girl. Like,
Get it, girl.
like obviously
Donna's
not
so
an appropriate
weird.
crush, but Donna's like, good for you. Like, and I thought it
Donna
was really,
doesn't
I don't know. I think their
like her.
little girl moment, you know.
I love it. I love that there's a little girl moment, but I also feel like, Donna, what are you doing? I'm confused by you. I'm confused by your actions with other people.
Me too. But what are your cherry pie moments?
So in episode 1, it is just the moment between Josie and Pete when she's like, hey, thank you so much for standing up to Catherine. I thought that was really nice. I've noticed as I've gotten older, when I was younger, I was very involved with the high school students. And now I'm really involved with the sawmill. And I'm like, yes, tell me everything about what's happening in the sawmill. So I really loved just the fact that Josie and Pete are kind of together against Catherine, who I love. I think Catherine's incredible. And then in the next episode, it's when Andy gets hit in the head with a rock. And the entire team reacts. And I just love it. There is, they build the team up so well. Truman starts laughing. Lucy is concerned. Andy kind of shrugs it off and enjoys just being a part of the gang. And I love the dynamics of them. And it makes me really happy. So it is truly so I'm playing the episode right now as we, discuss this. And we're literally on that episode right now. We're on the moment in episode 2. And it's so perfect. Andy forever.
I've been remembering so many quotes because Truman says, "There's no feeling where there's no sense," right, Andy? And I was like, "Damn, burn."
It's not as big as a burn as in the episode. My personal favorite quote from episode 1, at the end when Jacoby is listening to Laura Palmer, and she says, "James is so sweet, but he's so dumb." Yeah, I mean, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
Laura tells it how it is.
She does. Yeah. She's a bad bitch.
All right, so how about some Black Lodge moments, Hannah?
My most unsettling moments. There are so many that I narrowed it down, but I still have 4. Okay, so first, the Bob jump scare in episode
absolutely.
1. Coop's dream, obviously.
No.
Leland dancing with the photo of Laura was really fucking tough. We have not gotten much Leland so far, and I was like, this is the moment I have to have with this guy, like, ooh, shivers. It was so uncomfortable. And then finally, Ben eating the sandwich that Uncle Jerry brought. That was psychotic that he bit from the middle. It was crazy. I hated it. I was so unsettled, and I needed that scene to end immediately.
Who eats a sandwich like that? Like, let's be real.
It was crazy person behavior.
All right, if you're coming to me, I am putting my Black Lodge moment as when Leo is abusing Shelley.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
me
I know it's like kind of dark, to bring up. I am once again shocked at the portrayal of abuse on TV for regular TV, which I think it's good that they did it because this is like, I think what a real abusive household might look like. But the insanity of the bar of soap in the sock, I was like, could not believe what I was watching, and it was horrifying. So...
You all said exactly what I was saying. My 2 big ones were Leland dancing with his daughter's picture, and then Leo. And I think one of the best parts about this, and I think this goes back to just David Lynch, the way that he writes, is that we know the abuse is happening, but we're not going to see it. And that's very important because that is something that he's allowing Shelley to keep. And I appreciate that. And I get like some of it was probably like, oh, the budget. We don't have the budget to show this. But also I feel like that was a courtesy given to the character of Shelley that we don't get to see that. And I really appreciate that they did that. When Leo turns on the music and starts just like lassoing that soap above his head, it is so scary. And Machen Amick's like her performance is awful, awful in a good way. She's great, everybody, but it makes my stomach hurt. Like that is the moment in the show that makes my stomach hurt the most.
It's a little too real.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I'm glad they were able to portray this as a very real thing. Because
it's
I think
important.
while that's so much of this show is that while there are these supernatural elements, the horror of suburbia and small community that can happen behind closed doors is real and happens in real life and is being portrayed as it is.
Yes.
And
I
I
totally
really
agree.
appreciate the show for that.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely agree.
all right. Well, now we are into our notes for Diane. So Sheriff Hannah will be leaving her voice recorded notes. So you can bring your questions forward to the next episode.
So first, last episode, we had decided, or Matt had clued me in that two things I questioned that I should hold on to is who's she buying Coke from. I think we could scratch that now. It's pretty clear it was Bobby selling her the Coke, since he is dealing Leo's Coke. The other recurring question does not have an answer. That is, does the specific letter under Laura's nail have significance? So we will be leaving that as a question for next time. My questions for this week, there's a ton. I'm just gonna shoot through them.
Go for it.
First, what 3 people did Laura have sex with before she died? 2, I already mentioned this. Are all the people in the dreams real? And like, what is reality anyway? Specifically, like the man from another place. Is that guy real? Third, they said she died from shallow wounds, but we don't know the weapon, which is interesting. I don't think they said what weapon they think was used, so I'd be intrigued to know. Fourth, why did Laura start using coke again? Because she apparently had stopped using coke, and something supposedly triggered her to return to using cocaine. So what is the trigger? Next, what's the connection between the new girl and Ronette? Next, who has Bob killed before? Since he has allegedly killed and will kill again. I also have, how did Dr. Jacoby find the locket, and what the fuck does that creep want from it? He's creepy as hell. I hate that guy, but I need more. I also have, why is Big Ed married to the one-eyed drapes lady?
Nadine.
I don't get it. I like calling her the one-eyed drapes lady, so I'll be sticking with that for a bit.
Nadine
and also,
forever.
What led Shelley to marry Leo? Because clearly he's a piece of shit, and, you know, I like to believe that it wasn't always that way, but you don't know. And I know there's obviously nuance to abusive relationships, but, like, holy shit. I also have, what are the files Josie was looking at in the hidden safe? Matt says there was a clue that I missed, so oops. And finally, how did the fish get in the percolator? I need to know.
Incredible.
No, those are all very good questions.
I'm impressed.
The one that made my tummy hurt the most was, why did Laura start doing coke again? That's one to follow, I would say. And the ledgers, that's the other mystery, so you'll be fine with that. I mean, honestly, all of these are good. I don't know what to tell you to, yeah.
Really good. The one that really stuck out to me was the new girl in Ronette. I would say carry that forward. We didn't even really talk about that scene, which I think is
horrifying.
Well, it's horrifying, and it's for such a horny show. Like, everybody wants to have sex with everybody else in the show. Like, it's all about who's sleeping with who. The scenes in the brothel, or the scene in the brothel in particular in this episode, is not horny. Like, it is disturbing.
I agree.
First off, the costuming, incredible. No notes. I'm obsessed with everything everybody is wearing in that. But also, it is so sinister. And it just goes to show, again, that I think David Lynch, of all people that decided to showcase the horrors that happen to women, as a person who is not a woman, he did it really well because he cares. And it's very obvious in that scene in particular. It always sticks out to me. It makes me uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable. Especially like them flipping
the coin.
What's it called?
The coin?
What is the word when you do the
Coin flip?
Coin flip. Oh, okay. Sorry. I forgot my sayings and my words, and my brain turned off for a second. But yeah, when they did the coin flip for who got to experience the new girl first, I was like, I'm going to vomit. I hate men, but these men specifically. Fucking terrible. Yeah. But I will add...
Just wait. It gets worse.
Great. Awesome. I will add, why did Laura start using coke again? What triggered it? And obviously connection between the new girl and Ronette to my questions I'm carrying forward.
Okay. I like it.
That.
I was seeing if there's anyone else. The other ones, you'll probably have more questions when we get to
I'm sure.
Definitely.
I mean, actually, carry the ledger forward, too, because that's a different mystery outside of the murder.
Okay.
The ledgers.
Okay.
Cool. All right, let's rate these episodes. Now, Britt, I started our rating scale, and right now I only have 3, and then you can do in between. So you have a damn fine cup of coffee. You have a lukewarm latte, which is in the middle, and a fish in the percolator, which is a bad episode. If you have something that you think is higher, then you can make it up. Or somewhere in between, you can make it up.
Okay, so for episode 1, I would say it's a lukewarm cup of coffee. Like, it's a good episode that's going to give you a lot of exposition and is definitely, it's definitely the procedural nature that needs to keep this show moving. But then for episode 2, that is a damn fine cup of coffee. I fucking love that episode. And I do think it is David Lynch. Like, it is a David Lynch directed episode. So of course I'm going to love it. And I'm going to love how stylistic it is. So those are my 2 ratings for those 2 episodes.
Mine were very similar. I had one in between the lukewarm and the damn fine with a damn okay cup of coffee
Nice,
for episode
yeah.
1. And then a damn fine cup of coffee for episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a
Excuse
reheated
me.
cup of coffee.
That's what I was going to say. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say for the first one, it's a reheated cup of coffee. I reheat my coffee a lot, so that's not really like that big of a problem for me. And then the second episode is a damn fine cup of coffee served with a slice of cherry pie.
Oh, that's like high then.
I really liked the second episode,
Good,
but
I'm glad.
I liked the filmmaking choices a lot, like the way it's lit and the way the camera moves and all that.
Well,
Love Lynch.
Yeah.
all right. So before we wrap it up, we now have our segment Messages from the Log, where viewers like you can call in and tell us what you think of the show so far.
Yeah, so if you would like to call in, that number is 215-821-9584. And that number will also be in the episode description, and it's all over our socials. So feel free to give us a call. Let us know who you trust, who you don't trust, who you would want to have a coffee date with.
Or who's not invited to coffee.
Who's not invited to coffee? What was the most unsettling scene? Who's the biggest suspect? Whatever you want.
Thoughts
Feel
overall.
free.
Feel free.
Yeah.
But right now, we're going to listen to our caller.
Hey Dan, it's Jason from a few episodes of Horror Hour with the Hannahs. Episode 2 was some of my favorite scenes from the first season. The scene with Bobby, Mike, and Leo was so intense. I'd be on the edge of my seat wondering what would happen to Bobby and Mike with that strange man in the woods and Leo holding the gun. And then when Leo throws the football into the car, it was a perfect end to the tension and shows just how dangerous Leo could be. I think this episode really builds on a lot of the plot points in the pilot and also expands on the power of dreams and the supernatural aspects of the show. I'm excited to see how the show continues and who the killer ends up being.
Jason, thank you for calling in. I want to say I completely agree with you about that scene with Mike, Bobby, and Leo. Leo is an absolute force in that scene in terms of just how scary he can be.
Terrifying.
And he's still kind of goofy, but when he's working off of other people...
It's the ponytail.
It's the ponytail, yeah. As Britt was saying. But when he's working off of other people like this, he can really command a scene. And especially with Bobby and Mike being such shitheads the whole time, to have someone that they're scared of, I think
That out-shitheads them?
Yeah, to
Yeah.
out-shithead them makes Leo like even more elevated.
He is such a prime suspect at this
Definitely.
point. It's so scary.
And everything that Jason said about the supernatural, I think we touched on in the episode.
Yeah,
but
I loved
definitely
that.
love the build up throughout this episode to really allow us to let her open ourselves up to what this show can really do.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for calling in, and for everyone else out there, make sure you call in as well. As Hannah said before, number is in the description. I think we did learn a lot today over these two, so I'm looking forward to the next one. And Britt, thank you so much for joining us again.
my
Give us that
God.
plug one more time.
Oh, yeah, of course. You can find me at 1001 by 1. We did an entire David Lynch ranking, so please go back and listen to me defending Fire Walk with Me. We do a ton of episodes, so please come check us out. We're at 1001 by 1 pod on basically all the social medias. And then if you want to speak to me directly, it's at Britsby Hobnob. And there are no other people with that name. So you'll eventually find me if you put it in, no matter how you spell it. So come find me. I'll give you some weird recommends. Right now, go watch Demon Pond. It's my favorite movie of the year. So
Okay.
And
my God,
does
Demon
your
Pond
log
is
have
so
anything to
good.
say?
my log says you should continue watching Twin Peaks, even if you find it confusing, because maybe you'll find something about yourself within the episodes.
I like it. All right. Well, thank you again, Britt. And so that is it for us. So we will see you next time.
Yeah.
We don't have an outro yet.
Yeah, we haven't come up with it yet. Well, I'm Sheriff Hannah.
You're what?
I'm Sheriff
Sheriff Hannah.
Hannah.
I'm Special Agent Matt.
And I'm the
this
log
is Welcome
lady.
to Twin Peaks. Yeah, you're the log lady, Britt. And this is Welcome to Twin Peaks. We will see you at the next one.
Thank you for listening to Welcome to Twin Peaks, a Twin Peaks rewatch podcast from Horror Hour with the Hannahs. If you liked the episode, please make sure to give us a 5-star review on your favorite podcasting app. If you'd like to call into the show, call us at 215-821-9584. You can find us on the socials at Welcome to Twin Peaks Podcast on Instagram or at our original account at Horror Hour Hannah's on TikTok. Come back soon for more coop, coffee, and cream corn.